cartoon is only as good as its intro, right? Well, not necessarily true. There are a ton of cartoons out there that have amazing intros. But for every good cartoon intro, there's also an equally amazing and just as catchy outro. Some of these outros could have a brand new song completely separate from the intro, or it could be a little animated sequence that displays at the end of the credits. And there are times where the cartoon outro itself is often more memorable than the intro. Either way, they still leave a mark that makes the cartoon outro just as imaginative as the intro. Hi, I am the Blue Artisan, and today I'll be going over the often forgotten, but just as good and equally rememberable top 10 cartoon outros.
Something down there.
We all know just how memorably awesome and animated the catchy iconic cartoon intro to Thundercats is. You could do well to go in depth into just how good this cartoon intro is for all sorts of awesome reasons, but its outro is just as great too, you know. For starters, you get that great instrumental guitar riff for the main tune that even Jaga himself would air guitar to. And of course you get the great background stills used for the various locations in the show, which beautifully demonstrates the unique and enchanting fantasy world of Third Earth. This gives you time to really appreciate and admire the talent that goes into the background art assets. Anyway, a great memorable outro showcasing the art department's talent for background design, with an awesome guitar riff to one of the most iconic cartoon themes of all time. From one iconic theme to another now, it's the Real Ghostbusters, a cartoon made to tie in with the popular film franchise The Ghostbusters. It was a semi-decent cartoon for a tie-in, but what really stuck out to me was its outro. It's a fun one that shows a simple comedic stunt. The Ghostbuster gang are all celebrating in a nice little victory parade, and oh, that Slimer, he's such a character. Oh no, now he's caught up on his leg and they're all slipping and falling over and ruin the parade. Oh, and they all chase after him in frustration for that big muck-up. On to another comedic little short. It's the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog's outro. Out of all the Sonic cartoons, this one gets the bad reputation of being far too silly and wacky to be enjoyable. Though out of all the Sonic cartoons, this one is my personal favourite, as I enjoy it for those exact reasons. And of course, its outro is a clear example of this wackiness, having a Roadrunner style humour to it. As you can see, Robotnik is quite delighted to test his new trap to squash Sonic, that can only just go oh so wrong. Having Milton Knights, who's a cartoon veteran in this sort of humour, directing this ending, pulled off quite a funny and humorous Looney Tunes style act. What helps this series as well is the fact that its music is most akin to the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Even if it is an adaptation of the Hall of the Mountain King, it still really works for a great fantastic Sonic the Hedgehog outro. Here's one with a nice theme of embracing your own imperfections. It's the Raggy Dolls. As you can see, our cast of imperfect misfits clamber into their iconic reject bin, which is quite enjoyable to see them get in, as we say goodbye to the who? Oh, the Raggy Dolls. That's right, how could I forget? Well, how could you with a song like this? It's quite catchy. Though I really do like the song's underlying message of it doesn't matter if you're not perfect, you're still pretty great with your imperfections. That makes you unique. So thank you, Raggy Dolls, for teaching us all a lesson with your repetitive and annoying theme song. On to another annoyingly good song, it's Dogtanian. Even though it does have midis of dogs barking, it still sounds so good. And the music gets even better when it gets to the main theme. It's music to my ears. That synth section is just so good with that chorus of dan da da da. Oh hey, I hope you weren't spying on that cat changing, Dogtanian. You little rascal you. Along with the great music, you also get some really nice character animations that play along over the ending credits. That's cute to watch and overall just makes for a really great and memorable cartoon outro. Now here's a beat you can really click your fingers along to. and also has a nice gravelly voice to complement the beat. And the dancing's not bad either. Look at those crabs go. You could certainly learn a thing or two about dancing from this jellyfish. What's enjoyable to watch with this outro is the fact that you get to see the regular cast of characters just walk onto screen and then they're interrupted by none other than... It's just so wonderfully absurd and brilliant. And backing singers to your main theme as well as you dance. That's just, well, I'm impressed. So Shash and George was an old French-Canadian cartoon back in the early 90s, and it was about a crime-fighting underwater duo. One was a giant pink shark and the other a smart wisecracking angelfish. It was an okay show, but I mostly remember it for its brilliant outro. Mostly because of the randomness of them jumping onto screen and dancing with backing singers to their chorus. But it is also funny to note that the underlying theme of the song here is kind of like Under the Sea, but more crime-solving and dirtier. But in all, Shash and George have the perfect ingredients for a great cartoon outro. It's animation's other orange feline tabby, Heathcliff, and right away its theme sucks you in with a great beat to the song. And this outro too has another awesome great guitar riff that just, it sounds so good. And then it just breaks into this brilliant catchy chorus that'll just be stuck in your head for days. This note right here is just so frustratingly awesome. Oh, it just works so well. Yes, there's more character animations running over the credits too, which are quite cute and kind of funny. It's still miles better than the previous Heathcliff cartoon, which also starred Marmaduke, which is a bit stale in comparison really, isn't it? It may be that I remember this cartoon more for its outro because it used to be on so early in the mornings that whenever I turned the TV on, I'd only ever catch this ending. You got to admit, it certainly lures you into watching the rest of the cartoon with this great tune. Oh, one more time. Oh, that hits the spot. Well, Heathcliff, you may not be as memorable as Garfield, but you certainly had a rocking outro. It's... Moving on to something more modern now, is the outro to Steven Universe's end credits. A nice change of pace this one, as it's a bit more tranquil and no way near as adrenaline rushing as the previous entries. It's slow paced, smooth and quite relaxing, with again another nice piece of background art asset on display there. Beautiful, with the colours and the imagery and the music. It's just very calming. The song itself, Love Like You, seems to be in common with the theme of the Raggy Dolls, as well as it also representing a majority of the feeling of the characters in this show, as other people perceive them to be perfect beings, but they're not. They're just as flawed as everyone else, and they just wish they could be that person that you expect them to be. But in fact, they actually wish they were rather more like you, the person they admire, because they like you for your flaws, despite you thinking that that's bad, and never seem to grasp the fact that they don't understand why they put you on this pedestal, as now you can't think that you can live up to that expectation because you think you're a little bit bad. And that's what's so nice about this ending song to this show. It's just open to so much interpretation. Oh well, it's a nice somber and self-reflecting song that definitely has some really nice background art, and that's why it's one of the best modern cartoon outros to date. Warning, this next song is so good it may blow your mind. You have been warned. This song hails from the TV Canadian cartoon series, The Raccoons. Originally broadcast in the early 80s, it was a fairly popular show for its time that still has a dedicated fan base. The song's end theme, Run With Us, was written by Kevin Gillis, John Stroll, and performed in the first season by Steve Lunt, which sounds equally amazing, and I love it for this particular part right here. Though the theme really came into its own when Lisa Lougheed, a Canadian singer, did her performance of the song. She did a tremendous job with the vocals, really putting fire into the song itself. It has fantastic lyrics and a great mix of instrumentals and a fantastic heart-pounding chorus. This song just sucks you straight in from its opening drum beats. And in the full extended cut, it just really kicks into 5th gear with that awesome spellbinding chant that sets all sorts of passion aflame with it. And its intense instrumentals are just insanely good. It gut punches you with its epicness. The underlying theme of the song about being lonely and not being afraid is just absolutely fantastically pulled off by Lisa Lougheed, giving it great strength and power and emotion too. In terms of an outro itself, it doesn't really display a lot of character animation like the previous entries does. Rather, it displays stills from scenes that's happened in the show, but this song just pulls it through to be such a memorable ending theme that everybody that talks about the Raccoons always brings this song up. However, fantastic song aside, and I might even add it's probably one of my favourite songs ever, there is but just one more cartoon outro that has an ending that's just equally as strong as this song. Well, not as strong to say, but, well, you'll see. Honourable mentions! While not from strictly a cartoon, this outro is from the 1990s comedy drama series Maid Marian and Her Merry Men. It's a beautifully animated caricatured little short that plays at the end of every episode. The cartoon itself just runs so effortlessly and smoothly into the next gag. Its sense of timing in animation and comedy just pulls off really well with this short. It also comes complete with a beat that you can clap your hands along to, and as such works as an excellent and memorable outro to a great show. It's... Are you really surprised? That's right, it's Cosgrove Hall's cult classic cartoon Duckula. Not only does this cartoon showcase an excellent and imaginative intro, it also has an equally original outro to match it as well. Again, another brilliant song with some rather weird but enticing vocals. The wonderfully imaginative lyrics seem to go in depth of the nightly rituals of the Counts of Duckula and the effects this dreadful drake will have upon you. It just sounds so wickedly good. The Terry Gillingham-esque animations, while terrifying for some people in the younger days, are just absolutely wonderful to behold. And then again, you've got this wonderful, detailed technical art assets that are used in the show. It's just so inspiring to look at this technical prowess of the background department. The red overlay on the end credits really catches your attention. It all just comes together beautifully, rounding the show up and setting its theme, which is also kind of hammer horror-y, I must admit as well. From the sound, the visuals, the music, just everything about this is absolutely perfect, even the sound effects. Doesn't that just amplify the horror motif? Everything about this show is just so complete, and it's well rounded off with this outro. It's both a visual and audio sensation that just, it's so wonderful. This cartoon was just, it's just fantastic. It's possibly one of my most favourite cartoons ever, and I cannot get enough of this song. He flies through the night, looking for a bite, but he's back home by daylight. Duckula. And this outro is 100% perfect. I love it. Duckula. Count Duckula. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. I aim to do one video a month. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook for all my latest news and updates. I'll put the links in the description below. Also, here are the links to my 2 previous videos right here, so you can see more of my reviews whilst you're waiting for my next video. Until next time, goodbye.